All right, welcome everybody to one of my favorite events of the year. I say that a lot because there are a lot of wonderful things that happen here, but really and truly this is one of my favorites. And that's because, you know, artists and visual artists and art teachers tend to be more quiet and behind the scenes. And they're not in the limelight typically. And I think it's so important that everybody has their moment in the sun. And this team is amazing. And I really want to take this opportunity to first thank your children, because the artists are your children and you know them and you're going to see them. So let's give a round of applause to the wonderful artists. You all rock, because this show is outstanding. And now I want to introduce you to the people who nurture your children, who really bring out their artistic talents. And they are in the back of the room and they're going to come up front. Miss Dawn Weiss from Jackson and Highview. She is. Miss Anna Fredovan from R.J. Bailey. Miss Jackie Newby from Woodlands Middle School. Miss Claire Cronin from Woodlands High School. And Miss Mary Frances Perkins from Woodlands High School. They are outstanding. And there's another member of our team that just became a member of our team while we were here. She's our hostess, and that's Miss Sarah Bracy White, who is the Executive Director of Arts and Culture of this fine town of Greenburgh. Miss Bracy White, would you like to say a few words?
As Director of Arts and Culture for the town of Greenburgh, I welcome you to Greenburgh Town Hall. People come here to pay their taxes. They come here to get permits. They come here for various kinds of non-artistic reasons. However, I have the best job in the town. Mine is to bring the arts that are created within our community by people of all ages to the forefront. When I begin to put this show up with the help of these artists, everybody walks through town hall saying, "Ooh, the kids are back." And invariably they ask, "How old are they?" I can't draw like that, and I'm grown up, and I go, "You don't have these teachers bringing out your creativity." It is a real joy to have you here, and I wanted to announce that I'm so impressed by this year's show that every day for the next 5 weeks I'm going to feature a work by one of the artists in the show on the Greenburgh Arts and Culture Facebook site, on their art site, and on my personal Facebook site. I want more people to see what is done within our community. If you don't teach a child to love art and to celebrate it, they're going to get old with nothing to do after they retire. So, it is a pleasure. I congratulate all of the students who have work included. It is such a joy. I'm going to turn this program back over to Miriam and have her talk to you, and also we'll get to hear and see the other creative things that the children in Greenburgh Central School District can do. Thank you.
Thank you, and I am very honored to say that I see so many of my principal colleagues here tonight. We have Ms. Patricia Simone from Jackson, Mr. Gary Mastrangelo from Highview, Ms. Kiana Washington from Bailey. We have Ms. Ashley Jackson, assistant principal at the middle school, Woodlands. And we have Mr. Matt Smith, principal of Woodlands Middle High School. In addition, we have a lot of board members here today. And I am honored that you all come here to support the arts. This is a beautiful thing. We have Mr. Eric Bitterman over there. Antoinette Darden-Sintron, Tracy Mayer. I saw Claudia Glazer, yes, she's there too. Woo! Mr. David Warner, I know, he's here. So, thank you guys so much. Do you guys have anything you want to say before we...
I'm really not the one that likes to talk, and I'm the one talking. But we really want to, this is Miss Burnaby's last show here with us officially. She is retiring officially, maybe not, but she keeps saying it every year. But I just want to say, I'm not going to say a lot, but I have this quote in my room, and I was reading it a couple days ago, and I thought, this is what Miss Burnaby does, I think, for all of us here as educators and as students. And it is whoever believes in the good in people draws forth the good in people. And I think we really have to acknowledge Ms. Burnaby for always drawing forth the good in all of us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let me compose myself. Thank you guys so much. I also do want to introduce, since we did bring up the fact that I'm leaving, we have a wonderful woman who is taking over the helm of the arts, and she can see from tonight how important the arts are in Greenburgh, Miss Catherine Adar. Welcome, Catherine, and I'll be here to help you to transition, whatever you need. So, moving right along, where are we now? Oh, yes. Oh, wait, before I say anything, Sarah Bracy White, by the way, you have this beautiful art exhibit down here, but upstairs, Sarah has an exhibit that is outstanding, her own photography, and it's open, so please go and visit it while you're in the building, because it's beautiful. We saw it the other day. And, okay, well, you know that nothing is possible in a district without a supportive superintendent and a supportive Board of Education. And we have both, and I am really delighted to say that because it's made my time here so wonderful. This gentleman who's going to say a few words is the president of our Board of Ed, Mr. David Warner, and it was really through a conversation with him and the Community Engagement Committee that this started several years ago, this whole thing, and it's kind of grown. So, Mr. Warner, would you like to come up and say a few words?
Maybe a few words. All right, here we go. Thank you for coming. I'd like to thank the students for creating the art, our teachers for helping the students learn how to create it, and our art director and staff for putting together this exhibit. I also want to thank our musicians, our singers. You'll hear from these a little sooner, and we have one poet. I want to thank Miriam Burnaby for all her years of service to the district and bringing the arts to our students. Through the years, she's always kept on things on a positive note, no matter what chaos was going on backstage. I'd like to thank Sarah Bracy White for providing this beautiful venue year after year. Sarah, great. I'd like to welcome Catherine Adder, our new Director of Advanced Learning in the Arts, effective July 1st. Catherine has experience as a teacher, an administrator, and a college instructor. She also has experience with both technology and the arts. Welcome. Tonight, I want to make 2 points about art. One is about creativity and originality, and the other is about character education. First major point, creativity and originality. If you go out into the hallway and look at the art, the first thing you'll see is a group of three-dimensional masks. One looks like a boar robot, one's a leaf goat, another's a blade skyscraper demon, another's kind of a pharaoh pontiff, there's a Resident Evil cyclops and a black flower monster, and there are many, many more. The character and sense of humor of each artist is reflected in each mask, but the most obvious thing about the masks is that no two are exactly alike. Art education celebrates individuality, in direct contrast to much of the rest of education, where we're trying to give everyone a common skill set and a knowledge base. There are no points for originality on standardized state tests, but we think originality is important. Why is originality important? First, civilization is built on originality. Civilization is literally a mountain of artworks and inventions that we're sitting on top of. We've eradicated diseases that used to kill millions of people. We've gotten to the moon. We've also created insanely dangerous weapons, damaged the natural environment, and based our economies on non-sustainable resources. We need to innovate our way out of our problems, so we better teach our children to be creative. Second, the robots are coming. Everything that is standardized and repetitive can be automated. Go look online at a YouTube video of an Amazon.com factory floor. 90% of the work is done by robots. The same thing applies to assembly lines for automobiles, refrigerators, microwave ovens, any product you can think of. If the current administration manages to bring back manufacturing to the United States, for every 1,000 factory jobs we used to have, we'll get back 10 jobs for people to program and repair the robots that run the factories. There won't be jobs for people to do routine work because machines can do it faster and cheaper. What people will be better at than robots for a long time to come is creating new things. Where in our school curriculum do we most encourage innovation and creative thinking? STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Technological innovation is creativity in the medium of technology. In place of brushes and paper, we use Arduinos and apps. What part of the curriculum has a continuous tradition of teaching our students to be creative? The arts. Second major point, art as character education. I've picked up a quote from Miriam Burnaby. The other disciplines intellectualize our students. Art humanizes them. A morally mature human being develops virtues and handles issues. Our students' art talks about both. For example, take a look at our Highview students' Martin Luther King murals. There's a series of concepts associated with Dr. King. Change, hope, fairness, peace, communication, and acceptance. The words are surrounded with crowds of images from individual students. Hearts, suns with sunglasses, pictures of people getting along, and little slogans like be happy and hope changes everything. At a more advanced level, look at middle school students' unity poster in which hands representing virtues reach for keys representing goals. Hard work leads to success. Faith leads to love. Then there's the social commentary art, the issues art, an eye peering through a chain link fence, a rainbow version of the Washington Monument. There are idea posters. Go look at if you want peace, work for justice. The surrounding illustrations deal with both political virtues and with self-image issues. Also, take a look at the poster with Mahatma Gandhi, quote, "Freedom is not worth having if it does not include the freedom to make mistakes." In summary, student art is an expression of creativity and originality. The world needs creative thinkers to solve its problems, and our students need to be creative to survive and thrive in our increasingly technological world. Art can also be a part of a student's character education, a means of developing virtues and exploring issues in a complicated world. Having said all that, I hope you enjoy the art our students have made for you all to see here at Town Hall. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Warner. Thank you. I noticed that another board member came in, Mr. Newland. Let's welcome him. And I spoke before about our support of the superintendent, and I see she is in the room. She's almost in the room. It's a big crowd. All right. So, would you like to say something or no? Would you like to say something? Okay. All right, she's coming. It's a closed, small room. We have a short program following this, highlighting some of the wonderful events that took place. 2 musicals, which I love. And first we'll hear a few words from Dr. Chase, just welcoming you. If she can make it in. It's a rough room.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for your support of our students. It's just always a pleasure to look at the various talents of our school district. Not only are our children really smart, they're also very, very talented. Miriam Burnaby, I don't know if anyone had an opportunity to speak on this. I believe this is going to be her last art gallery opening. She is fully retiring, and I don't know if you had an opportunity to thank her. Can you please, well, do it for me, because I want to be here. Can you please share with Appreciation Week. We have some fantastic teachers who made this happen for our students, who help them to identify what that innate talent is and to actually put it on display. So for all the teachers who are here, who support the arts, whether it's performing arts, visual arts, please stand up and just please be recognized and wave. Thank you very much. Community, I'm not going to take up your time because you didn't come here to hear me speak. But I am going to just remind you the importance of continuing to support our school district. And when you support our school district, we are afforded the opportunity to have programs such as this. This year, we actually launched a new ballet program at Highview Elementary School as part of our arts program, and it was amazing. It is amazing, and the students will be performing May 23rd. Can't wait to see that at 10 a.m. First time, we're one of the only school districts that have an after-school ballet program for our youngsters. Students participating in the arts, some of you saw the students participate in the Heights and then Annie Junior, and I know that there's going to be a great celebration at Highview where the ballerinas will make their debut with the maypole and just great things going on in our school district. I thought of tonight what inspired me when I was in school, and some of you may not know this, but I'll reveal a little bit about me. You know, I'm kind of guarded, I don't always talk about myself. But when I was in middle school, I played first clarinet, third chair. And I looked forward to going to school, having my parents buy that reed so that I could play the clarinet. It made me feel good. It was one of the positive things about being in middle school. And I remember in high school being in the chorus. And although I love school, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed being part of the chorus, and my choral group provided background music for U2. Remember the group U2? For the Joshua Tree album, for those of you who are young enough to remember that, we provided the vocal chorus, the background for it. And I just remember just how important the arts were to me as growing up as a student myself, and so I know how important it is for these kids. It builds confidence, it builds perseverance, it builds stamina, it teaches them to be collaborative, it teaches them to actually really celebrate themselves, and it teaches them to have very high self-esteem. So again, we ask that you continue to support the arts, and I hope to also, community, have more conversation with you about taking our talented students and putting them in a world-class auditorium someday on our campus, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about, right? So we'll be having those conversations very soon. Thank you once again, and enjoy my beautiful students. Thank you, Dr.
All right, boys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, we have a few wonderful pieces that I want to share with you. You know, before I said one of my favorite events is tonight, and that's true, this is one of my favorite events, but the musical theater, oh, that I have a soft spot in my heart for musical theater. And we have excerpts from Annie and from In the Heights tonight, and I just am over the moon about that. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce the Annie children under the direction of Miss Carol Williams.
The sun will come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow clears away the cobwebs and
awesome. Oh my God. Am I the only one who gets all choked up when I hear that song? I don't know. This is killing me. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the show was outstanding. Our students are creative artistically. Our students are creative musically. Our students even write their own poetry. And one of the young men in Woodlands Middle School who also was in the Heights is also a wonderful poet. And his name is Justin Sanchez, and he's right up here right now. And his poem is going to speak a little bit about what the arts mean to him.
I could tell a story by the way that I dance, by the way that I stroke the brush on the canvas, by the way that my pen moves on a piece of paper, by the way the sticks sound on the percussion. Art is what they call it, but for me, it's real life, real pain, real hype. Every time I perform on stage, that feeling I get when I sing, I'm just a kid with a dream. It isn't just art for me, it's a part of me. From Picasso to J. Cole, it's all art to us. It's a part of us.
Thank you, Justin. All right, I'm going to tell you a story. I remember when Justin was a little boy and his brother was in the plays, and he used to sit outside with me helping to sell tickets, and now he's the star. And speaking about plays, there is another play that happened here in Greenburgh Central School District this year. And that was, of course, In the Heights. So I'd like to welcome the wonderful cast of In the Heights to come down and perform a number from the show.
Hello, check. $96,000. Damn! $96,000.
Dollars, holla!
$96,000.
That's a lot of spray cans.
$96,000. Yo, if I won the lotto tomorrow, well I know I wouldn't bother going on no spending spree. I pick a business school and pay the entrance fee. Then maybe if you're lucky you'll stay friends with me. I'll be a businessman richer than Nina's daddy. Donald Trump and I on the links and he's my caddy. My money's making money, I'm going from po to moto. Keep the bling, I want the brass ring like Frodo.
Oh no, there goes Mr. Braggadocio. Next thing you know, you're lying like Pinocchio.
Well, if you scared of the bull, stay out the rodeo.
Yo, I got more hoes than a phone book in Tokyo. Ooh, you better stop rapping, you're not ready. It's gonna get hot and heavy and you're already sweaty. Yo, I'm sorry, is that an answer? Shut up, go home and pull your damn pants up. As for you, Mr. Frodo of the Shire, 96 G's ain't enough to retire.
Come on, I have enough to knock you off his axis.
You'll have a knapsack full of jack after taxes.
96,000.
¡Ay, avanza!
96,000.
¡No me digas!
96,000.
Never win this.
96,000.
For real though, imagine how it feel going real slow down the highway of life with no regrets and no breaking your neck for respect or a paycheck. For real though, I'll take a break from the wheel and we'll throw the biggest block party everybody here. It's a weekend where we can breathe, take it easy.
Yo, Ma, it's me. Check my ticket. Check 1, 2, 3. What would you do with 96 G's? I mean, if it's just between you and me.
Esa pregunta es tricky.
I know.
With 96 G's, I start my life with a brand new lease. Atlantic City with a Malibu breeze.
And a brand new weave.
Or maybe just bleach.
Yo, I'm just saying, It's silly when we get into these crazy hypotheticals. You really want some bread, then go ahead, create a set of goals and cross them off the list as you pursue them. Yo, with those 96, I know precisely what I'm doing.
What you doing?
What am I doing? What am I doing? It takes most of that cash just to save my ass from financial ruin. Sonny can keep the coffee brewing. I'll spend a few on you, cause the only room with the view is a room with you in it. Yo, I can give away like Claudia, the rest of it just fly me down to Puerto Plata. I'll make the best of it. You really love this business?
No.
Tough Merry Christmas. You're now the youngest tycoon in Washington. Hits next.
Yo, with 96,000, I finally fixed housing. Get the body on computers and wireless web browsing. Your kids are living without a good education. Change the station, teach them about gentrification. The rent is escalating.
What?
Rich are penetrating.
What?
We're paying corporations when we should be demonstrating.
What?
What about immigration?
What?
Politicians be hating.
What?
Racism in this nation go from latent to blatant. I catch my ticket and pick it, invest in protest. Never lose my focus till the city takes notice. And you know this, man. I never sleep, cause the ghetto has a million promises for me to keep.
So cute.
I was just thinking off the top of my head.
96K, go.
I win the lottery, you never see me again.
Man, we only joking. Stay broke then.
I'll be downtown, get a nice studio, I'll get out of the barrio.
For real though, imagine how it feel going real slow down the highway of life with no regrets. And no breaking your neck for respect or a paycheck. For real though, I'll take a break from the wheel and we go. The biggest block party everybody has. It's a weekend where we can breathe, take it easy. For real though, I'll take it how it feel going real slow down the highway of life with no regrets. For real though, I take a break from the wheel and we go. The biggest block party everybody here. It's a weekend where we can breathe, take it easy.
I know precisely what I'm doing.
We can pay off the debts we owe.
No tiptoeing, we'll get the dough. Once we get going, we're never gonna
Tiptoe, we'll get the dough. Once we get going, we're never gone. With 96,000. With 96,000. With 96,000, we'll get the dough. And once we get going, we're never gonna stop.
You are awesome. Fabulous, fabulous. And by the way, one of our art teachers, two of our art teachers, Miss Cronin was the director of this, and Miss Newby was the assistant director. So let's have a, I mean, really, fabulous. Oh gosh, I love it. And now, as the kids move up, we have a wonderful treat for you to close out our little performing arts piece. This is Miss Danielle Weinberg and her fabulous, and I mean fabulous, jazz band from Bailey.
the best job in the universe. I have the best students and the best people to work under. Mrs. Kiana Washington's my principal. Thank you so much for making me love my job so much.
Before you leave, I have just one little announcement. The National PTA organization sponsors an art competition every year. This year, Ms. Harshita Shet, who's actually back there, she competed in the contest, and she won the regional award. And then she won the state award. And we just heard this week that she actually won the national award. So her art, or actually a copy of her art, is in the show, and there's a letter from the organization, so you'll see that. I want to thank Mr. McLean, without whom these events would not be possible, and Mr. Lewis, who also, so thank you to Mr. Lewis and Mr. McLean. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the teachers who came out today, all the community, all the parents, all the families. I would like you to come and enjoy the beautiful art and enjoy the food. There's food in the cafeteria. So thanks again. Have a good evening.
It is such a beautiful night. The artwork is incredible. They're to be congratulated.
Very happy to be here tonight. These are nights and occasions when I like to see our kids shine. Beautiful art, talented. Greenburgh is the best.
Greenburgh takes a lot of stock in the arts, huh?
Absolutely. And ever since I've been in this community, we have always the envy of many schools. Envious about the arts and how talented our kids are. Every single one of our kids. Musical and arts, they're just fantastic. No.
And let's take this opportunity to let the community know, come to the town hall, come see for yourself the incredible work that they have the effort and just the beautiful art that they've created. You won't be disappointed. It's just incredible.
So I did this artwork for a competition. The topic was within reach. So my idea was to represent unity and how different people can come together to build teamwork. And I drew different attributes that you have to reach your ultimate goal and to go places in life itself. And then the idea of unity came into play when I did the different color skin tones to show diversity and coming together and working together, accepting anybody for what they are, and don't judge people from what's on the outside.
And so tell me so you did what first? You entered in a competition, did you win?
Yes, I won locally and regional, and then I won state, and then I finally won national.
So how does that make you feel?
I was surprised. I'm very thankful and appreciative for all that the teachers gave to me to give me this opportunity to get this far. Yeah.
So you love Greenburgh Central School District?
Yes, I do. Greenburgh rocks.
This is my picture of my car. The reason why I drew a car was because I really like cars. So does my dad.
That's excellent. So what kind of car is that?
Oh, this is a Formula E.
Is it your creation?
Yes.
So tell me about the colors. Why did you use those particular colors?
I use these colors because so it could be camouflaged with other things, such as here for the sky, like it blends in with the sky right now, how it looks, and then here for ladybugs, because there's dots here and it's red, and then this is me in my helmet, and then this is a little flag, and then over here is the window, so I could see better through it. And the reason why I put purple wheels was because I couldn't find any black.
That's a good reason.
It's supposed to be like an array, but it's supposed to play like even pieces together. And so I was thinking if I cut all light colors and dark colors, it'd be more colorful and more cooler. So I decided to cut other pieces so it looks like a little bit of a half rainbow and half not. So, and that's why I used the black for the cover. So it goes in of the circle.
colors because it brightens up the shades and it brightens up and when I think of it as the sun because the sun is way bright and has rays, so I decided to font some lines so it looks like the rays from the sun.
We had to do a contrast, I think. So I wanted to do a zigzag thing. So I cut out strips of paper of different colors and I put them on the paper different ways.
And why did you use those particular colors?
Because I like those colors.
You like those colors?
And they're bright.
They're bright. Okay. All right, so I'm going to get a shot of your art piece now, right? So finish that.
Okay, so pretty much these were modeled after a bunch of characters from Hamilton, these three, and then these two were just something I drew because it made sense for me.
And you happen to have a Hamilton shirt on, right?
Yes, I happen to have a Hamilton shirt on.
So what was your, I think I know, but what was your inspiration?
Hamilton, I guess. I don't know.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Wow, really nice.
My inspiration for these was, I guess, just like looking at some pictures and then thinking why wouldn't they just be emojis?
Oh, so those are emojis?
Yeah, they're all emojis.
Oh, so tell me about the assignment. What was the assignment that was given?
The assignment was to draw at least 4 emojis, and they had to be your own. They couldn't have already been made. And I made one with a monocle, one girl, one crying girl, one suspicious guy with a mustache.
So tell me again, what are they?
They're emojis.
Okay, no, I'm saying like you one. Tell me each character again.
This is a man with a monocle. This is a girl. This is another girl. And this is a guy.
It's for our AP art, and for mine, we get to choose concentrations. So I picked like famous people I like. So I like Michael Jackson, so I did him. And he's like a sparkly person, very like defined. So I just did it in white and black to show the contrast. And sparkles are just the dotted white pencil.
So tell me what technique is that? What is that? Pastel? Is that?
It's just all white pencil, and then I like shaded it with like this thing. I don't know what it's called. Yeah. And then erase some parts. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so hold on a second. So now you did this whole wall. Okay. Oh, this is a really interesting piece. Tell me about that.
Well, we had to do a self-portrait, but I didn't really want to. So like I did half of my face, and then the other part looked empty. So I just did a negative version.
Okay, so now looks like you love music. Now this is an interesting piece. Tell me about that piece. Is it actually light up?
No, it's just wire and a light switch. But I don't know, I just want to do something weird.
So that was just something that you, how did you come up with that concept?
I just thought of it. That's
you
it.
Was sitting one day and you looked at a switch and said, hey, I'm going to incorporate a switch in a...
Well, I had it in my bag for like a few months because I knew I was going to do something with it, and then I just thought of it.
So you wired up a guy and you lit his eyeballs up.
Yeah.
I love it. So now this is a very interesting piece. You got to tell me how you created it.
Lots of hours poking and potting. Yeah.
And what did you use? What kind of materials?
Just acrylic paint.
Acrylic paint.
Yeah.
And you use a lot of different brushes?
No, I just used one brush and I flipped it over and used the back.
You're stippling with a hand.
Oh, that is very interesting. And this piece? Is this yours too?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about this.
Well, it's David Bowie, as you could tell.
Yeah.
I did that last year though, but I wanted to make his eyes like how he has them, because one is bigger than the other, because he got in a fight one time. He got punched in the eye, so one stayed big and the other one's normal. So I wanted to show that. And I don't know.
Well, I learned something today. I didn't know that about David Bowie. I like him too. I never heard that story.
Hi. The project was that we had to draw something about social justice and how it affects people. I drew that everything should be like equal for everybody. It shouldn't really matter. Body image, social justice, about the homeless and the poor, and how it's not fair that we can have a huge war and we can't really feed anybody. It shows gender fairness. Doesn't really matter.
So tell me about the colors you used.
I used the rainbow to represent equalness, but with the gay flag and all that. I put as the main center, if you want peace, work for justice. No bullying, and we should always respect everybody.
Excellent. What materials did you use? It looks like it's a few different materials.
I use paint, watercolor, color pencils, pastel colors, Crayola, and